Hey, everybody, and good morning for those of you catching the live stream today. In this video, we're going to talk about the death of former WWE wrestler Kamala, whose real name is James Harris. This man had many health issues that he had been battling for several years, and news reported yesterday that he finally succumbed to these issues, passing away again at the age of 70. 2 years ago, back in July, I made a post about Kamala, Jim Harris, and I pointed out the bizarre numeric relations between this man and a politician who's currently been in the headlines a lot lately, Kamala Harris. Now, it's strange enough that the wrestler, Kamala, has the same name as this woman, but consider that her last name, Harris, again, the same as the wrestler, both of them with the name Harris. So in 2018, I made this post talking about how it was likely that this man was going to die soon, and that it would certainly be related somehow to the numerology of Kamala Harris. And lo and behold, this is exactly what's happened. If you look in the news for Kamala Harris, you'll see there's been a lot of talk about her recently regarding her potential run as vice president under the Joe Biden ticket. And, this has really picked up a lot of steam over the past couple days. And now it just so happens that Kamala has passed away, the wrestler. And I want to point out a picture that the media is circulating widely after this man has died. Notice how this image that they're sending out of him, this recent image, has him with a T-shirt that says "Kamala for President 2020." How strange is that in light of the fact that Kamala Harris could potentially be our president, assuming an octogenarian Joe Biden gets elected and dies in office at some point. So anyways, let's look at the numerology that connects these two in the passing of Mr. James Harris. James Harris was born on May 28th in the year 1950. This means that this year, his last birthday was celebrated on a date with 73 numerology, 5 plus 28 plus 20 plus 20. Measuring from his birthday to the date he died, we find it was 73 days later. What about the birthday of the politician Kamala Harris, October 20th? Well, if we measure from the date that James Harris died to October 20th, we get a span of 73 days. Also intriguing how Kamala Harris will be celebrating her birthday on a date with 70 numerology, where the wrestler Kamala has died at the age of 70. But back to the 73. Again, James Harris dying 73 days after his birthday and 73 days before Kamala Harris's birthday. Using the standard alphabetic order, where each letter is assigned a number 1 through 26 relative to its position in the alphabet, the name Harris sums to 73. 73 is a significant number in death, one I talk about frequently. The word sacrifice equals 73. So does the phrase ritual sacrifice, using the reduction or Pythagorean method. So Harris sums to 73 in ordinal. If we were to flip the alphabet backwards, in the reverse alphabetic order, where Z is 1 and A is 26, notice how the name Harris equals 89. This man has died on August 9th, the date written 8/9. In English gematria, intriguingly, the word kill equals 89. Using capital letters, notice how the name Kamala Harris sums to 222. James Harris passed away on the 222nd day of a leap year. And what I also found interesting about this is that if you measure from the date that I made my first blog post about Kamala, July 19th of 2018, measuring from that date to the date of Kamala's death was 2 years and 22 days. And this 222 number has been seemingly significant to my work. My first YouTube channel was deleted on 2/22 back in 2018. And then last year in January, my website was taken offline for a copyright involving the Sandy Hook shooting. And that was 222 days after my birthday and exactly 2,220 days after Sandy Hook. But enough about my numerology. Another thing I want to point out is that the word eclipse sums to 222. And in my original post, I pointed out how James Harris has the same gematria, 994, as total solar eclipse. The date numerology on the day that Kamala died was 57 and 21. These are numbers associated with the moon, the celestial body involved with an eclipse, 5721. But what if we measure from the last total solar eclipse? Again, James Harris summing to 994, the same as total solar eclipse. So logically, we should be able to measure to the most recent total solar eclipse to the date of his death. Notice how this is 13 months and 7 days. Well, in the alphabetic order, the phrase total eclipse equals 137. 137 is the 33rd prime number. The word eclipse also sums to 33 in reduction. Regarding the 39 in reverse reduction, that's the ordinal value of Kamala, 39. But going back to this 137, again, Kamala dying 13 months and 7 days after the last total eclipse. The 137th prime number is 773. Measuring from the date he was born to the date he died was 70 years and 73 days. Now, there's a few more connections with Kamala Harris that I want to point out. And the first one that I should have pointed out at the very beginning of the video is that not only do these two people named Kamala share the last name Harris, but notice how the wrestler Kamala is from the city Senatobia, Mississippi. This is funny considering Kamala Harris is a senator. Senatobia, senator. What are the odds of this, you know? Also worth mentioning, James Harris died 2 months and 12 days after his birthday. In the reverse alphabetic order, the name Kamala Harris sums to 212. In our two primary Kabbalah ciphers, the phrase ritual sacrifice sums to 212. And if you look up Kamala Harris's Twitter feed, I found it strange that the day before James Harris died, she repeated the number 87 4 times in a tweet. You know, very strange, just a little nod to numerology perhaps. Well, 87 is the reverse gematria of James, who died the next day. There's a few more interesting alignments here. My blog post is linked down in the description below. The name James Harris has multiple prime number relations to the name Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris's age also lining up with the name James Harris. So, too many weird things to ignore here. But clearly, there's something to this. And I wouldn't have made a post 2 years ago, back before I changed my color scheme, if I didn't notice something strange was going on here, and absolutely this is the case. One more thing before I end this video. We pointed out the 137 riddle with total eclipse. I also want to point out how he died 43 months and 30 days before the second Great American Total Solar Eclipse. Now, in numerology, this represents the number 433. And the phrase solar eclipse sums to 433 in Jewish gematria. So, quite often on this channel, I have to make connections through only the numbers, but occasionally the media gives you tidbits like this, like Kamala in a Kamala for President shirt. And then this man passes away within a couple days of Kamala Harris becoming all the talk about being the vice president. So, mainstream news, politics, all of this stuff blended together in one swirling bucket of garbage. Rest in peace, Kamala. Enjoyed watching you as a kid. Matches against Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker. Some of my greatest memories as a kid. Getting together with the family and watching old pro wrestling. Oh, the good old days. All right, everyone. Peace, love, God bless, and we'll talk to you next time. See ya!